Hey guys, Nova Bullshit here and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Gamescom and kind of just the aftermath. You know, it's been a week since Gamescom's finished, came and went. We saw all the weapons, all the 14 weapons. We've done discussions, we've done live streams, we've chatted and chilled and funny videos all around. But today I kind of just want to, you know, look back, let you know what I think about the game, about Wilds, about Capcom, and about loads of other things as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, let's start with the streams. Now, we did a couple streams, one for every day. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I believe that those streams went up. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for everyone for coming along. It was great fun to go through the weapons, see what was going on, talking, deliberating, kind of reacting to how Capcom were playing some of the weapons.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So yeah, if you guys ever want to come around to some of our other streams, you know, come check out the channel, subscribe, like, and yeah, just keep up to date. Normally I do GU streams on Sundays. When Wilds comes out and when the demo's out, I'm going to be doing more streams there, so that's going to be great. Now, coming up to the actual Capcom, the presentation and how things went. The presentation was pretty good from Capcom overall, but there was some issues. I've got to say that one of the problems they had actually with the demonstration was they didn't actually show a plethora of weapons. We actually only saw a couple. Just for memory, I know we saw from them showing the weapons themselves, by the way. In single player hunts, we saw dual blades, we saw lance, we saw I think we saw switch axe for a bit, we saw heavy bow gun, we saw bow, and I think we saw great sword. But we didn't see much hammer, we didn't see charge blade, we didn't see gun lance, I believe, from them. You know, insect glaive as well, which is a big weapon which I would have liked for them to show, because it seems like there's a lot of changes for that weapon. And yeah, Capcom, I think they should have done a better job of kind of portraying the weapons, definitely single player, for everyone to kind of see, because multiplayer, seeing 4 people play at the same time is kind of messy. As we saw, it was kind of hard to follow, following 4 different screens at the same time. So it would have been nice for them to have more single player, just kind of showing the weapon itself. I know they wanted to show the world, which was great, and they did do that, but I think they should have also gone more into the weapon, which would have been fantastic for us fans. Definitely us theory crafters and how how the weapons are gonna change and how they look and play. Obviously, actually having them in our own hands is gonna be the full definition of how they play and look, but it's always nice to kind of have a bit of an overview beforehand. Now, one other issue that Capcom had actually when it comes to performance, now, not to be mean or anything or rude, because yes, you know, they're talking, they're trying to communicate, trying to present the world, and trying to really think about what they can say and what they can't say, where they can go. Well, they can go everywhere because, you know, it's a demo. They built this demo specifically, but they have to be very careful what they say and not. So I guess that's on their mind. But sometimes playing a weapon, a lot of the time they'll just be walking around and running around. It didn't really give you a good feel of how the game is in combat sometimes. And I feel like if they wanted to really demonstrate the game in a better light, definitely for people who might be skeptical about the gameplay or might be skeptical in general, it would have been great for them to at least show us a bit more of the actual gameplay itself, which I'm guessing we're going to get later on. Yeah, sure, maybe at TGS, which is in late September, but it would have been nice to see it here as the first big showing for the game. Now, the weapons are pretty damn cool. Nice. Like I said, we saw Lance, which is great. I love the Lance gameplay. We got to see quite a lot of how Lance plays against Dosuguma, I believe, in the sandy areas. Well, I talk about sandy areas. It's all sandy areas. Come on, Nova.
I don't like sand.
Like, it's the only map you have now. But it was quite nice to kind of see how fluid it is with its options in attack and its shield and blocking and the shield bash. Like, it was good. I like to see that. And it wasn't just that. I mean, they even showed off weapons like bow, which looked pretty interesting. I mean, bow is a weapon that I've never used, but I did like the look of it overall in the presentation of Gamescom. And even not just in Gamescom, actually the presentation overall, when it came to all of the weapons they've shown, most of the weapons have looked pretty good. I've done a tier list listing the weapons of how I think they kind of presented. I think most of the weapons were in the upper echelon or presentation. There was some like the greatsword, which I didn't think had the best of viewings. But doesn't mean I think it's going to be a bad weapon. You know, some people, I know they kind of take it to heart. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad weapon when I say it's a D or E or F. You know, I think all the weapons are good. You know, I play Greatsword a lot, but I didn't think what they showed for the Greatsword was very compelling, so far at least. Obviously, when playing game, it's going to be different, so that's something to keep in mind at all times.
I don't know
If this is the answer I've been looking for all my life.
But that doesn't mean you can't critique. You know, it's always good to critique. Be fair. If you like something, say you like it. If you don't like something, say you don't like it. Like, that's just being human, right? It's something that ideally you should learn when you're about, I don't know, 8 or even less than that. But it is what it is. Now, I know a lot of you want to see me just talk about Lance and what I think about Lance, which I will go into more in another episode. But overall, from here, Lance was looking great. To me, it looked fantastic. The moves that we got is, yeah, they're not the flashes, and they're subtle in some ways. Some people actually sent me comments on my reaction saying that they like how I'm faking it. Like, I'm faking my reaction. Obviously, Lance didn't get anything great. So why are you acting like so hyped? I'm like, bro, I literally made a video dissing Capcom about Lance. And yeah, they showed something which I actually enjoyed. So it is what it is. Like, if I like something, like I said, I'm going to say it. If I don't, I'm going to say it. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hide from anything. Like, Capcom's a business. They're trying to please us as fans. If they please us as fans, you should let them know they pleased you. If they haven't, you should let them know you haven't. But the thing is to do it respectively and in a proper manner. We're not just going to go out and start bashing them and literally start calling them names and start going to their forums and sending them death threats, all that stuff. No, we're just going to let them know. Like, in my case, I make a video saying, yo, Capcom, this is garbage. You know, do better. You know, but yeah, no, Lance was looking good. It was good. It was looking good. Like I said before, in my aftermath, I did like I did a 9 out of 10. Now, after thinking about it, I give it an 8. Like I said last time, you know, they need to do a bit more flashier for me to really put up to a 9. But I'm going to go over the weapon and its skill set and what we saw so far in another video. I've been doing a lot of videos recently, so, you know, if you'd like to support your boy, check out all of those, because it just excites me to do even more videos. You know, I love to do Lance videos, but I love to do other videos too. So, you know, support your boy and he'll support you back, guaranteed. But let me know, you know, always let me know what you want to know. If there's any weapons that you guys like and you want me to talk about, I'll talk about them. Like, me and my boy Inferno, we talked about Glaive for like an hour and a half, and that was great. Now, the game itself, the game's looking good. The game is looking quite good, and sometimes messy. And now, when I say messy, what I mean by that is that there's a lot of enemies going around, and I know it's nice, it's cool. You know, definitely makes a lot of sense in this type of game, in the Monster Hunter world, for them to be a lot of monsters, for them to be, you know, a lot of fauna and plateaus and hills and all this stuff, and weather effects. This is great. Like, it's cool. It's engaging. It's very cinematic. It's engrossing. But will it impact gameplay? It kind of seemed like it at some time. I mean, for example, fighting Dosuguma, obviously you have to dumb bomb him, which is fine. It's a part of the game's mechanics, which, yeah, makes sense. It does seem like the monsters do come back to find him eventually. Not all the time. I don't know how often it was, but I mean, I guess that's fine. Just dumb bomb them again. But, you know, there seems to be a lot of like factors that kind of get introduced while you're playing, like the weather effects, which is great. But if I'm trying to hunt something and I'm doing like a hunt, I'm trying to grind something for like 20 times, it's going to get a bit tiring when sandstorms are coming in and I'm just like, come on, man, I can't barely see shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't played it, so I can't tell yet. I can definitely tell it's going to be very fascinating and very like magical the first couple of times you go through that experience. But the longevity, having to do that all this time, I don't know yet. I'm going to have to wait and see on that. Another thing that was kind of felt like it might be a bit annoying for me is monsters running from zone to zone. Like Dosuguma in one clip, he was actually, they caught up to him, they started the hunt. I think they dumb bombed him maybe, and then he ran away for about 2 minutes. And I'm like, bro, if I have to wait 2 minutes for monsters to run until they stop so I can fight, that's going to be boring as fuck. But we're going to wait and see to see what happens. Maybe, you know, someone pointed out that yes, that did happen a lot in games like Rising World when it came to lower level monsters, because they move a bit slower, but bigger monsters, they move faster, they fly, they can get to places much quicker. So ideally, it's not going to be too much of a problem. Now, there's also the thing that maps in this game are going to be huge. So I don't know. Like, is it going to be a thing where monsters run from area 1 all the way to 10 and he's not stopping, and I'm going to have to wait like 5 minutes for him to get to area 10 until I can fight him? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, you know, we'll see. I guess you can always flash them. You can always, I know you can, I guess if you got a bow gun, you can shoot. You can shoot on your mount. I'm not sure if we actually saw much of melee attacks on your mount and what it actually looks like and the moveset. But if you can, I mean, that's good. I guess you can do that and hopefully slow them down and stop them. But, you know. Now, the rest of the game, things are looking pretty good. I mean, like I know I was just saying about the systems, the weather and all this stuff, but it's a fantastic addition to the game. It brings the maps alive. The maps are more actually living with all these creatures and the monsters roaming about. I think we saw about 5 monsters on screen at one time. This is crazy good. You know, it's nice to see that we can have a lot of different monsters going on at the same time, and things seem very seamless, right? You just get into a quest, you're in a quest straight away, you're there. You know, I'm really wondering how multiplayer is going to work, you know, how hubs are going to work and all that stuff, because we don't know anything of it, but I'm just so excited to kind of see how they've integrated that into this new way of a living world. Now, obviously, it's not open world. There's still individual maps. How the loading works in between those maps, I don't know. One person said, now if I can find out the message they said this, one person said that maybe it's going to be like you went into the edge of the zones and then it's going to load into a new area, like one of the other areas, kind of like the old games where instead of loading every in particular area, now it's loading every map when you go further and far enough out of bounds, which I guess that could be cool. And it would be a nice touch, actually. It definitely would make everything feel connected in some way. Why it's the second best that we can get for that. Now, obviously, another thing is that we saw underwater. Underwater looked pretty cool, although obviously it's not underwater combat. They did commit to that and announce that, and I did do a little meme where I was kind of annoyed on stream. You know, I wasn't actually annoyed, guys. Like, I already knew underwater wasn't coming back. It was just like, damn, you're teasing us and it's not coming back. You know, and I created that video because it's kind of funny. But I'm actually going to create another video about this as well. So many videos we're going to split off. So far we've got a video about Lance. We got a video about underwater because I have so much to talk about. You know, I love talking. So yeah, stick around. Now, performance. Performance is a big thing. Big thing. Shout out to Wind, one of my first subscribers. He has been talking about performance for a while. And he's been worried because definitely in AAA games these days, there's been a lot of games where performance has been choppy, sloppy everywhere, and the closer and closer we get to the game, people say, no, it's fine, it's still a year out, or no, it's fine, it's still 6 months, or no, it's fine, you know, that was just a demo, blah, blah, blah. Proceed to the raw game and a day 1 patch, and then in the end, it doesn't get any better. Is that going to be the case in this game? I have no idea, and I don't think it will, but I can't know. I haven't played the game. A lot of people did say those performance issues. Obviously, this was a demo specifically built to be a demo just for Gamescom, and it was most likely a very early build. I don't know how much in advance, but it definitely was a build in advance. You know, I'm not a game developer. I am a software engineer of a different profession. Been doing it for about, I don't know if I want to tell you how long I've been doing it for. I've been doing it for about 12 years. That's what you need to know. And what I can say is, yes, bug fixes, performance issues, you know, you can do a lot in the last 6 months of a project or a year on a project. That's a lot of time to actually iron out a lot of the kinks. Now, that's also under the consideration that they've already finished the game and they just have to do balancing and all the stuff. But obviously, I don't think they have finished the game yet. There's probably still a lot of things they're still trying to iron out and try to finish off final touches and changes in the game. So they're definitely not probably in the crunch time of, I don't mean to say crunch time, but they're not in the time of polishing and really prepping up. Ideally, you prep and polish as you go along. You know, quality assurance is a thing. You know, quality assurance is something where you try to check the quality after each task or release. You know, you don't just test at the end, you test while you're actually building. So it actually improves quality across the board because things don't creep up at the end. Things are already known while you go through the process. So if there's any software engineers in the chat, you already know what I'm talking about. You know, Agile, Scrum, all that stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. But performance-wise, like other things people said, is this game ran at 30 FPS, which is a no-no. Ideally, that's performance mode. No, fidelity mode, 30 FPS, 4K. And performance is 1440p, 60 on consoles. That'd be great, because next gen consoles, I mean, well, current gen consoles, they should have that kind of quality. Now, there's been a lot of games where they didn't have that quality. They've been dipping. We saw a lot, and it's been a shame. It's actually been a shame. Definitely on Xbox, which has been a bit strange. They've hit a lot of 30 FPS rather than 60, and they're getting blasted at every single time. So your boy is on it. If Capcom fuck up when it comes to performance, I'm gonna blast them. It does a lot of crashes. If it's running at 30 FPS, 1440p, I'm gonna flame them. Like I will flame them. I will hold them accountable for them not performing to a standard that should be. It should just be a standard, you know. 60 FPS, 1440p should be a standard for performance mode, and for fidelity mode, 30 at 4K. I'm totally fine with that. Hopefully they can do that. We don't know yet. The demo's at 30, and it's hard to really say. Now, World, when it came out, was at 30. Rise, when it came out, was at 30. Later on PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox Series X, sorry. It got up to, no, Xbox One X, sorry. It got up to 60 FPS, and on Switch, it never got to 30, but it did get to 60 on the other consoles, and then it went to PC, which was great. So we're going to keep a close eye on that, guys. You know, we're going to be fair. If it's fine, I'm going to good, great. If it's not fine, I'm going to have bad. You know, I'm going to have to say this again, because I know there's always going to be someone who's going to say, Nova, you're a bully, you're evil, blah, blah. If something's good, I'll say it's good. If something's bad, I'll say it's bad. End of story. Now, I'm playing on PC. Hopefully the PC version is running smooth and great. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of problems with PC ports in the past, and there's been a trend of Western developers having problems with PC ports, mostly because they focus on PS4 and now PS5 as their main system target, because it's the highest for the strongest system in Japan. It is the most popular one. Obviously Switch is the most popular, but the fidelity of the Switch is nowhere near those systems, so it's not going to be the target when it comes to these games and these things. PS5 is the target, so they focus on consoles and they port it to PC, and a lot of PC ports just end up kind of bad. Monster Hunter World has a lot of issues on PC back when they released. Rise had issues on PCs when they released. So even just in Capcom, they have a trend of having problems with PC releases. So ideally, they can fix it for this next game, because I am actually kind of tired of PC releases being broken. Honestly, another big game I was thinking about is Baldur's Gate. I mean, I like the game a lot, but it was freaking broken, man. It was so buggy. It's so glitchy. It's still buggy and glitchy, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. I guess that's just what we're gonna say, guys. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
About expectations. Now, expectations going forward, I'm expecting them to come in TGS and show us some good stuff. I'm expecting to see another trailer, which would be great. My expectations for the games overall, I'm just hoping, I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to talk about the demo. I'm thinking the demo is going to be announced to come out in November sometime. And I'm thinking the game is going to be announced to come out probably, I don't know, February, maybe. Because I feel like it will be a good game to have in the first half of the year. Capcom seemed to like that period. I mean, they did it with World and they did it with Rise. You know, World was, I think, January. Rise was March 26th. They like to do it before the financial year ends. In fact, that was the reason why Rise was actually pushed up in date. I'm pretty sure if Rise had a lot of development issues because of COVID, obviously, but apart from that, they wanted to get the game out before the financial year ended. So they actually got out on the 26th. Financial year ends on the 1st of April, and I think the 26th, when was the 26th actually? Let's just give that a quick look. And the 26th was a Friday. So that makes perfect sense. It was a Friday, so they wanted to get it out on a Friday as the last Friday for the month for the financial year, which makes, yeah, that makes a lot of sense for Capcom to do that. So it was to their detriment because the game was buggy and missing content at the start, but they did it for financial reasons. It is what it is. Damn, I'm really saying that a lot. Now, hype levels. I am pretty damn hyped. Before the showcase, before we saw the weapons, I wasn't that hyped, to be honest. I was hyped in theory that we get a new Monster Hunter game, and I wanted to see what they were showing, but I was always worried about the combat. I don't want it to go back to slow combat, but I don't want it to be as fast as it was in Sunbreak. I like a bit of in between. I like GU combat with a bit more flexibility. That's what I like. And I want special arts. I want special styles. I want something to make the combat feel nice and different and not the same all the time. But at the same time, I don't want it to be too much. You know, I'm a very nuanced person in that. I like a bit of both. You know, you don't need to take just a bit and then throw the rest away. You know, you take the great parts of everything and then just create the biggest and best thing you can take. And that's what it seems like Capcom's doing. This game seems like it's going to be a good mix of World, Rise, Dose. For you, the only thing is missing is Free You, Water Combat. And I don't want to talk about that anymore, so we're not going to talk about it in this video. And here are the weapons I'm excited to play. Lance, Gun Lance, Hunting Horn. Those are the main three I'm excited to play. Apart from that, it'll be interesting to try bow, like bow gun, finally give it a proper try. See with the change of hammer. And I want to try glaive. I want to see these changes to glaive, if it makes it, you know, feel better overall. Or if it's going to be a bit, I don't know, a bit weird not being able to fly as frequently as you were able to in World and Rise. I don't know yet, but I am very excited for those weapons and I can't wait to try them out. Now, what am I going to do in the new future? Like I said, I got episode coming out for Lance. I got episode coming out on Underwater eventually. I'm always coming out episodes, guys, so always keep stick tuned because I'm just making Monster Hunter content like crazy recently. I try to do at least 2 or 3 episodes a week and then a stream on Sunday, so you know, joining for that would be great. Now what are my plans when they make a demo? I don't know when they're going to announce a demo, but my plans are to play the heck out of it, and I want you guys to be there. So when the demo comes out, I want streams up, I want people in the chat, I want people on the stream. You guys are playing with me. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. We need to have a hunt with just Lance mains. That'd be great. Just Gun Lance mains. That one longsword main that still follows me for some reason. You know, yeah, no, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to do that. And even short shield mains. I love short shield. Hunting horn mains. Come on, you know, I play weapons. I play all the weapons. Blade Master wise, kind of. So yeah, come through. Definitely come through. But that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know everything down below. Let me know what you thought about Gamescom overall. What you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. And yeah, let's get talking. But this is not for Bushido. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.